Most clan boss teams usually have a counterattack champion and a 1-to-1 ratio like the one you see right here. This is actually my old build where I was able to reach roughly turn count 42 to 45, getting 2 key Ultra Nightmare. But today's build that I'm going to show you guys only lasts for about 25 turns. It doesn't have a counterattack champion and you can still reach 2 key Ultra Nightmare. Let's jump right in. Before I get started on the run itself, let me remind you guys about GameOn. We've just had our first ever GameOn clip-off contest and the winner won $250. If you guys are not participating yet, you are missing in on the action. I'm going to have the details of the next giveaway shortly, but in the meantime, do not forget to download, obviously, the app either on Android or iOS. You can also have it on the computer. So guys, GameOn is a place to share your gameplay and that anybody can become a content creator. It is absolutely amazing. You guys should definitely participate on this. Now, on to this run first. All right, so we're going to go over what's going on here. This is recorded. It is not obviously my account, but what we have here is a speed team which also has full relentless gear. Yes, you do need some pretty good champions to pull this off, but if you're lacking that counterattack, those unkillable or things of the sort, you can get away with a similar team, and I think that's pretty amazing. We also have a lot of hard-hitting champions, all right? So we do have a Mashald, we have a Rotos in there, and we have a Vizier to extend the debuffs. So yes, the champion check, in a sense, is pretty high, but you can still manage to get your 2 key Ultra Nightmare and reuse these champions elsewhere. So the setup is relatively simple in the sense that you got to make sure all your right debuffs are on. Ideally, then you're going to start extending the debuffs with your Vizier. You also have obviously a bunch of random procs, right? You're never going to know how many procs you're going to get because you're in full relentless, but then at some point you get to hit auto and then that's it. All right, so by turn count 2, he basically went full auto. We are taking some stuns here on our Battle Khazar. We do, in a sense, have a cleanse, but because this is the Spirit Affinity, our leader is becoming the stun target. So it's obviously not always going to be the same for all the other affinities, but I'll tell you right now, it is a 2 key on all the affinities, and I think that's pretty amazing. So we're not going to watch all of the run. We are going to go over all these champions, so we're going to fast forward a little bit to see sort of how this plays out. Pay attention to the amount of damage you are dealing per turn. This is very close to a full 2-to-1 ratio build, right? So we're not exactly dealing 2 million per turn, but we're getting pretty close. So we're at least dealing roughly 1.5 million per turn, and I think that's pretty good considering most counterattack builds usually are in the range of 1 million per turn at most. With the screenshot I showed you before, my clan boss team, which would last until turn 42, 43, had double ally protection in there, which is not easy to do. But in this case, we're full on going for just damage as much as possible. So we are going to lose some champions. We do revive them with our Arbiter, assuming she doesn't die. Then we get a couple more turns out of them. And as you can see, we're going on turn count about 25. We're at 35 million damage. I think our Rotos is going to last the longest on this setup because of the way his passive works right there. So he's the one to finish this off, and we're going to die turn count over 30 in fact on this one, and we're going to be roughly at around 40 million damage, which I think is pretty impressive. Very impressive for a team that is not exactly common. All right, so now let's go check out these champions. Then I can also show you guys the results on the other affinities. All right, so we have a relentless Arbiter in a very reasonable amount of speed, 322. You obviously need some accuracy for this to work, and as for the individual pieces here, let's quickly look at them. We have some speed. We do have an attack percent chest on this one, HP percent gloves, speed boots, obviously defense, and accuracy right here. All the skills are done. And then for the masteries, there it is with War Master. Also, this right here, Cycle of Magic, it's all about just more cooldown reduction, more turns, right? So it's going to also be very hard to say what kind of ratio is this to the clan boss because it's unpredictable. So I can't exactly say if it's a 2-to-1 ratio or 1-to-1 ratio. It'll be up to you guys to decide what you want to call this. Here's the Vizier Ovalus with the gear. Same thing here. Crit rate, speed, crit rate. We got HP percent for the chest, crit damage for the gloves. Then we have a crit damage amulet, an attack ring, and an accuracy banner. Total stats 211 speed, 80% crit rate, 227% crit damage. All the skills are done, and the masteries. Then we have a Rotos, which is right here. Also in Relentless, 209 speed, 81% crit rate, 263% crit damage, 217 for the accuracy, attack percent chest on this one, crit damage. The rest of the pieces, anything that's going to boost up our offensive stats, speed boots, crit damage, flat attack, and accuracy right here. All the skills are done on this champ. And then we have War Master here for the tier 6 into a typical counter attack build. I believe I skipped the Battle Khazar, so let's quickly do him. We've got, again, Relentless, and this is a good way to build your Battle Khazar to solo Dragon 20. I showcased my build in Stalwart, but a lot slower for a 1-to-1 ratio, but this is perhaps a better way to build your Battle Khazar to do specifically that, but also working for the clan boss. So I think that's pretty interesting, because I even said myself, it's hard to tune a Battle Khazar for clan boss and Dragon 20, except if you're doing this build. So 264 speed, 60 accuracy, sorry. We have crit, no, defense percent gloves, defense percent chest, some speed boots. Then we have crit damage here, HP, and accuracy. All the skills are done. And for the masteries, we do have a War Master right down here. Cycle of Magic yet again. And then finally, the last one is going to be our Mashald, which we have, you've guessed it, Relentless gear as well. So this is definitely going to be called the Relentless Clan Boss build. We have speed, crit rate, anything that's going to boost up our stats. We have an HP percent chest, crit damage gloves, speed boots. We've got HP ring, crit damage, and accuracy. As for the skills, they are also pretty much all done. War Master into, again, a sort of like counter attack, but we do have Cycle of Revenge on this one. All right, guys. So there you have it. That's the rundown of the team. Now let's quickly check out the other results, which, as you can see, it is 2 key Ultra Nightmare across the board. So let's first start with the Void Affinity, 44.4 million damage, very impressive. Then for here, we have the Force Affinity at 38.3 million damage. In this case, the Rotos becomes the stun target. So I would assume that this is affecting the stats by quite a bit, right? We kind of see that even here, Rotos is one of the hardest hitting champ. Right here, he's at about 16 million damage. So Rotos is sort of crucial for this. But here, what about the Magic Affinity? We have almost 20 million damage from Rotos, so this is absolutely random. But again, Rotos can get a whole lot of procs. He's told me he's seen Rotos take up to 8 turns for 1 turn of the clan boss, and that's absolutely amazing. And then right down here, we have another example for the Spirit Affinity, almost at 18 million here on the Rotos. So guys, absolutely impressive. Here's a quick snapshot of my previous clan boss build again, because this is a 1-to-1 ratio, double ally protection, and we're lasting a lot longer. But you don't necessarily need to do this if you want to go down that road of full Relentless on all your champs. Here's the Great Hall. We have all the accuracy, maxed out, and all the crit damage maxed out as well. So guys, there you have it. I think it's absolutely amazing. So congrats to Nuvakwahu. I believe I'm not saying that right, so I do apologize. But amazing. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. How would you like to call this build? So far, I'm going to call it just the random relentless build, basically. And you just hope for the best. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.